Society. Gonna make this thing smaller. El poquito. Nice and tiny. So it fits right about there. Alright. Alright, so right now I am preparing to do some Slayer tasks. I got a defense potion ready. I need attack, I need one of these. Take one of those. I already looked at the weaknesses, so it should be fine with what I got. Food, need food. Not exactly sure how much food I need. How much per level do you think? Level 76. A couple more wouldn't be a bad idea. Alright, so even though I haven't played in a while, I may be the world's worst. Maybe I am the world's worst. Old school RuneScape player. I know there's a, yeah. Top right. I gotta go to the, little gnome village. Tree gnome stronghold, something like that. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've actually played. Let me open up this thing here. Let's see. No, it's opening things because I'm trying to stream things. Bring on the screen. It's just boring YouTube stuff. Nope. Okay, so that stays in there. Okay. Alright. That is set up correctly. Okay. Alright. So I have no clue where I'm going, so. Beneath. Trying to remember where access is at. You think I would have done a little bit more preparation? I thought I would remember once I got here. Oh, there it is. I knew it was somewhere around here. Run. Run. Oh, so these guys get tasks from M&A. Still higher than me. Much higher. Where art thou? I'm missing something? Oh, it's right there. I am missing something because I'm blind. Okay, I need to that's exactly who I need to find. But the question is, do I need a world hop now? Nah, we're good. take all our pots. I don't think I brought enough food. These are a little bit. Well, look, there's a bank like right up there. So these are. Ooh. Hit a little bit harder than I thought. What? Oh, probably should put on a better amulet too. I completed a combat task. I don't know what that was. Dude, even with my boosted defense, these things are hitting pretty well. Jesus, I'm gonna need to do some fishing off stream. These boys be hitting. These boys be hitting hard. Harder and harder and harder. 69. That's how many I have to kill these things. Dude, it's like back as soon as I heal, back to back hits. So, I mean, the whip seems like it's hitting pretty good. Hit him with a special attack. Oh, that hit for 24. Oh, and a 21. Dude, look at me. Look at my mid crappy character doing a job. A little engine that could over here. Little engine that could. Why? Honestly, I always underestimate my opponent. I thought these things weren't going to hit that hard. Obviously, I'm wrong. Putting a number on me even with boosted stats. Hey, stop that. I said stop that. Hit him with special attack. Okay, it only did 8. That was a little embarrassing. Oh my god. That's what you get for being like mid-level. I found out you can only kill these things once you add Slayer level 50, and lucky me, because I just turned 50. And so they're like, you're ready for this. Could have turned it down, but 30 points is a lot. I don't have that many Slayer points, so. Oh my god. I feel like I should be using a better weapon. I feel like I'm doing pretty. The whip and the defender used to be the combo. Is this even doing anything for me? I don't even know. I'm not that great of an ORS player. Old school RuneScape player. I gotta start maximizing my gear for what I actually do. Pick this up. Yoink. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you smell. I don't like anything about you. I don't like that I hit a 0. Finally had more than a 0. Dang. can I at least take a drink without having to heal? Tell you what, these guys totally worth the loot. I was doing a little grinding off stream on the Slayer portion so I can get. I was looking to get something that was a little more interesting. I got some trolls and I was like, that's not really interesting. Those things are pretty easy to smack around, like toddlers. I'm not saying that I smack around toddlers. I'm just saying. Bad analogy. Let's see. Does it not look like these two are the big ones? This is the small one, like a mom, dad, child. And I'm just coming in here and repeatedly killing the parents. Maybe let's not think about that. Let's not think about all that. Take this. I'm laying a whooping on it. Bones, bones. I didn't hear no bell. I got one more in me. Before I have to go up and get some, I think it's worth it. Yeah. Oh, hello. Him with a special. I failed dramatically. Pathetic. Alright. Made it through. I got me a meat pizza. Gladly take that plus 8 health. Alright, time to dip set. That's not the right way. That's the right way? Hold on. Okay. Not that great with maps. It's okay. We found out some things that these are a lot stronger than we thought. Or than I thought. People down here with their fire capes and stuff. Just out here showing off. I even had it the right way. Most definitely not. Most definitely past it. Oh yeah, I don't want to fight those. There's a tunnel. Ran right past it. Ooh, a bank. There we go. Probably should scared of these things. Pretty decent XP. Come on. Alright. Take that for food. Grab all of these. Wait, what? Oh, I sold them all. Like a starting stack. Alright, here we go. We'll grab this guy. Alright. Now we come back with the mild vengeance. Can I not walk down here? Great. Yeah, I climbed down staircase. Oh my god. Run. We need to go kill these mole looking things so I can gather XP. Come in here and get your beans. Take all of my substances. He's taking his bush and I'm taking mine. I brought a teleport for just in case. In hindsight, I don't really need that. Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race, apparently. And that's what we're doing. We're making progress. Let's see, we got 58% here. These two should be pretty even. 65. Spinning around my camera. The prairie's been going up pretty decently. This will be the first in the levels. Let's see. As was from the mountain troll that I killed earlier, I had to kill like 100 something. 122 it shows. I'm just trying to see how they rank up in GP. We don't need that item in there. Not that great. These vampires seem to be pretty decent for only 16 of them, comparatively. 16k versus 1500, and they were a lot easier to kill. A lot easier to kill. It's kind of a pain, to be honest. Man. I didn't know. Why? Oh, I forgot to switch my amulet too. That probably would have helped too, my defense, but whatever. Still boosted stats, you'd think that they wouldn't be putting up this much of a fight. Hey, stop. No. I said no. That's what I thought. I'm the king around here. I decide what to do. These aren't that great though for GP. Too bad I have to kill 54 more of them. No rest for the wicked over here, I guess. Hit him with a special. Literally did 1 damage. But there should be like a minimum hit for when it's a spec. I know that's not the point of a spec, but it should be at least a minimum. Or at least when you're facing monsters, like, you know, leave it as it is in PvP. Maybe that's a dumb idea, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. Oh. Pay to this. Pay to this. Oh man, biggity. I don't know if I actually have enough food to do all of these. As far as even if I go back to the bank. That is going to be some... That's going to be interesting. I planned for a fight, but I did not plan for a fight where I received a lot of damage. At least this much, like consistently. I'm getting smacked around. I probably could have picked... Should have, like, just completed this off stream. That way my character didn't look like such a bitch boy. But whatever. Whatever. He's doing some decent damage. At least I'm doing decent damage. Oh my god, I actually found something I can alch for once. It's the first time. That's not the right one. Ooh, bang. Nice. Get him! That's what I'm talking about. Hit him. Put your chest in it. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. That's a spec, a proper spec. Get 22 on that one. Make him regret it. Make him regret being born. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Hit him. Bro, see? As soon as I told him to hit him with his chest, he started smacking 22s. Is it just me, or is that a coincidence, or not a coincidence? I think there is a connection there. Come on, smack him. See? Tell him to smack him. His 23. It's not just me. Y'all saw it. It's evidence. It's on recording. It's not what I wanted to do. Boom. I'll go ahead and smack this boy. See? 19. Too close. You guys be a little closer on stream. So I was a little zoomed out. Let's see the live action battle. Same, but different. Yeah, I could pot up real quick. Nine. Get him. A little intense there for a second. Give me that. Give me your money. Give me that money. Alright. Boom. Smack, bang, biggity. Man, look at these hits. I'm beating him like a redheaded stepchild. Y'all guys ever heard that sting? What is it from? I don't know if it's a saying or it's from a movie or what. I've heard it a bunch though. Oh my god. 45 left. 45 left. I definitely feel very ill prepared for this. I could prayer flick protect from melee, but that would require work. I did it. Oh my god. This is stressful. Oh no! Oh! I messed up my rhythm. I I would that would have been it. No, 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 it's waste prayer. No, 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 no. We're good. We're good. How much is this gonna out for? Oh, a whole 240 gold. Boys, we're in it now. We are in it now. So much money. This is the task that I wanted to do. I wanted to burn through all of my food. And quick reference, I think I went through like 2 or 3 pieces of food when I killed the where you at? The vamps. Killed 16 of them, and I got nearly 16k. We're at 27, and we're still at 3k for these guys. Like, I didn't have the 30 points to skip though. I did it before and regretted it. Mm. Alright, try this again. Okay. Becoming a professional RuneScape player. Thought I missed that one. Bro, look at me. I may not have been able to turn it off, but I can. I did it. There's probably a way to set up a hotkey that I don't know about. Bro. Finally starting to drop some stuff so I could hide out. Ah, I was wasting prayer. Ooh, yeah. Let's do some high alch in here. Bada bing, bada boom. Give me some more money. Money, money. Money. Oh. Now, this requires like concentration. Not sure how I feel about this. Yes, it saves me a lot of food, but I've got to kill 40 more like that. Oof, my finger is gonna be fried. Maybe we just do that. Oh, there we go. And this is much simpler. My prayer is really not draining all too fast. Oh, I will drop these. Turn that off real quick. Man, these are just totally just not worth it. Any way, shape, or form. Oh man, my prayer is all the way down to 24 now. Oh, what? It's not the prayer that I wanted. I mean, I was definitely better off looking at it, but I I already work on a computer and a mouse, so my hands are typically pretty tired by the end of the day from typing in on the keyboard. So I'm not gonna sit here and flick all day for prayer. If I can remember to turn it off, that itself is it in itself is a feat. There we go. Oh man. There we go. We are beating it up. So simple, yet so far away. 37 left. Oh my god. I'm probably gonna have to call it early once I run out of food. Because I don't have any more food. Knowing me, I'll probably risk a little too much for the biscuit. And I'll even kill a couple when I'm out of food and prayer. I probably should start flicking my prayer now. See, it lasts so much longer, but dude, I don't like it. It requires so much concentration because I'm so new to it. See? Take a drink and I mess everything up. 8:38. Well, I wanted to stream for an hour, so that's not too bad. Oh my god, I forgot to flick. We're taking damage, boys. We're taking damage. Get up! Get up! So, while we're doing this, might as well talk about some stuff that's been going on. Um, Not political or anything like that. Let's talk about a little more lighthearted stuff. Probably like a little bit of UFC. Since some big fights just got announced. I'm a I like Pereira, so I don't mind Pereira getting his shot his oh oh wait, gotta end this quickly. Get him with another special. Home, dead, c'est la vie. There was no more. Did lose about half of our, but it's okay. All right. So while we walk back to the bank, we'll talk about this UFC. So I'm glad that Pereira is gonna fight Big Ink, Uncle Live again, or how people some refer to him as Big Ink. I think that this fight's gonna go different. I'm pretty sure he had like a broken foot, and he was in pretty rough shape during their first fight, and Ankalaev still didn't land a takedown. Where am I at? And so, with him not being able to even land a takedown when Pereira was damaged, now I understand like he kind of schooled Pereira on the feet, and Pereira was more worried. Pereira doesn't fight well off the back foot, but I think the only reason he was on the back foot was because he was already in, one, worried about the takedown, obviously, but two, he was already in a banged up condition going into that fight. He took a lot of time off, and he's had a lot of time to heal up. And I think this fight is going to be different. He might even, if he wins this, I could even see him retiring or maybe going up fighting Tom Aspinall if he wins this fight, and then retiring after the Tom Aspinall fight, whether he win or lose. But I don't know how big the UFC is on people who retire who had just won the belt. They don't want anybody doing that. I know there was rumors about Cosma doing that, but I don't think that would actually be a real possibility. The next fight that got announced was the Aspinall Cirogan fight, which I'm pretty hyped for. I think that Volkov won the fight between Gon and Volkov, and Dana says, "Oh, I'm gonna take care of you, and we're gonna take care of him." And then he has to fight what's his face before he doesn't even get a title shot. He has to fight what's his name? Let's look it up. It begins with an A. Let me see. Jaden Almeida. I'm Almeida. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know why he's gonna have to fight him, and now Gon just gets his off his robbery win, gets to fight Tom Aspinall. But I think Tom Aspinall is gonna win, mainly because excuse me, the threat of the takedown, the threat of anything he hits you with is gonna knock you out, and the fact that we already know Cyril Gon's ground game is so much worse. Because I had him beat Volkov in the first fight, and then I watched him fight Volkov, and then I've lost a lot of faith in Gon. I thought it was going to be a lot closer fight than what it was. Man, just yeah, I don't see how he's not going to get submitted against Gon or against Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is going to go out there. He has, excuse me, sorry. He has something to prove. It's going to be his first defense. He got the belt in the crappy way. He probably wants to put on a really good performance. And if you look at his cage time, and I'm not that his cage time and like all that really doesn't mean too much because of the people he fought. Now he's fought a couple of good people, but that's not like the UFC's heavyweight division is super stacked right now at the moment. Like we all know that. And then like the next fight that got booked is Merab versus Sandhagen. And I watched Sandhagen versus Umar, and I watched Umar versus Merab. And I like Sandhagen, and I have nothing bad to say about Corey. I like Corey. I like his fighting style. I like to watch Corey, but there ain't no way in hell he is beating Merab unless he chins him. Unless he catches Merab and chins him and does what the sniper, the counter striker Sean O'Malley couldn't do. Because I mean, dude, even in Merab's fight with Umar, he bullied Umar at the end. Like, it's crazy. Considering the camp that Umar trains at, and those guys from the Caucasus region, Georgia, um, Dagestan, and all that, the Caucasus region over there, those are the guys that their wrestling is at a whole different level, and it is something else. I'll tell you what, the way that Marab can put the Peter Yan fight, where Marab was able to shoot 50 takedowns, a takedown every 30 seconds, like, how are you beating a guy like that? I feel like once Marab is so successful that he might run into the problem where he clears his division and he's going to have to either move up or he's going to have to allow Pantoja to move up and fight him for the 135 belt. Because he's going to get in a situation where he's so successful. Because how do I say it? I am 100% picking Marab to win this fight. So me and my friends do like a little pick where we pick the who's gonna win and how they're gonna win, like by decision or TKO/KO or submission for every main card of UFC. And and you know, I'm not saying that my picks are ever I'm like a 50-50 pretty much. I usually get half my picks right, half my picks wrong. At least on the fighters. And now on the ways, I'm getting better on the ways, but I'm not always right on the ways they win. But on the fighters, at least, I'm 50-50. But I ain't never betting against Marab. Like, it would have to be such a fluke victory for Corey to win. And how could I forget about this fight? I think those three fights are all on 320. And I almost forgot about Yuri Prohaska's next fight. Yuri Prohaska is fighting Khalil Roundtree. And this is funny because I picked... So, based on the head movement of the Rakic fight, I picked Jamal to win over Yuri. And then Yuri did what he did to Jamal. And then Khalil Roundtree go ahead and fought Jamal. And I still picked Jamal because I thought maybe he might mix in some takedowns. He might show a different threat. I thought it was going to be different. I didn't think Khalil was going to be so disengagey and not willing to engage and trade with Jamal. And I thought, because if you watch the Jamal fight, he had some pretty crisp boxing against Yuri, like inside the pocket. And I thought that there was going to be a lot more of that clash and inside the pocket and close up stand and bang with Jamal and Khalil, but it was actually more of just like a kind of rangy. Khalil was like, didn't really want to engage. If he felt like he was up a little bit, he backed off, he disengaged. I don't know. But if you look at those two fights side by side and how they handled the same opponent, even though I picked Jamal in both those fights and he lost in both those fights, and I like Khalil Roundtree, I think that Yuri is going to have his way with Khalil Roundtree. Khalil might, because you're not doing that disengaging, being rangy, I think I'm up around, I'm gonna move back. Khalil's not gonna be able to do what he did against Jamal. Yuri will walk you down and he will put hands on you. And with that improved head movement, that last fight, when I saw his head movement, I was like, yeah, I picked so wrong. So Yuri versus Khalil Roundtree, I got my money on Yuri all day. I don't know what other fights have been announced. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about too. Who do you think should fight Topuria next? Because I think Gaethje is such... I don't know if Gaethje deserves to fight Topuria, but that would bring numbers in for as far as pay-per-view. I mean, Because Armin hasn't fought anybody since he. We now know that Armin missed weight. We now know that. We know that Dana had finally admitted that it wasn't a back injury, that he missed weight, and I was gonna see if I could change the title of the broadcast real quick because we're talking about a lot of UFC. I know where nobody's here, so I'm just gonna see. Alright, forget it. Alright, whatever. I don't think it could change the stream title, so it is what it is. Alright, well, we'll go back to talking about Taporia. So Taporia has said it himself that he wants to fight either Paddy Pimblett or he wants to fight Gaethje, which I think the Paddy makes more sense because Paddy's been on more of a tear lately. If you're not gonna let Armin fight Taporia, then which would be rare because I think they're setting Armin up for it because Armin weighed in as a backup fighter for Oliveira versus Taporia, and I wouldn't mind seeing in Oliveira versus Paddy if they were to go with Gaethje versus Taporia, because if Taporia flatlines Gaethje, I think Gaethje is retiring. And because Gaethje, I think he's so ready for retirement. I think the reason why he's talking about I want a belt or I want a retirement because he wants one chance, one last crack at that gold. And maybe if he wins it, he'll probably fight once, defend it, try to defend it, and if he defends it successfully, he'll probably won't. Depending on who he fights, maybe he defends it successfully, maybe he doesn't. If he doesn't, he probably retires then. But I feel like he's got one foot out the door, and he wants his last shot at the title. And if he doesn't get it, like I wouldn't mind if they made him fight again. If they made Paddy versus Gaethje, and then Taporia versus Armin, I wouldn't mind that. I don't think Armin deserves it after he missed weight and messed up an entire card. Then Islam had to fight Money Moicano, and we all know how that was gonna go. You have the number one pound for pound at the time, and number one in that division facing the rank 10. And speaking of Money Moicano, he kind of like. Man, I don't know. I wish he would have won his last fight because I picked him to win, and I was not terribly happy that he lost. But yeah, it just is. It is what it is. Alrighty. That's all I wanted to talk about as far as the UFC is concerned. I don't know. I don't have enough food for these Slayer tests, TBH, to be honest. We still got about 40 of those guys left. Usually keep all my food in here. I got one of these. I think what I'm gonna have to do is do some fishing off stream. But before I go ahead and close out stream, maybe I'll go ahead and figure out as far as where I'm gonna go to grab some. I think where's the fishing go? What will it be with the fishing go? I'm 62. I guess 65. Oof, oof, big oofs, big oofs, big oofs. Actually. Am I going crazy or am I thinking that Alcarid maybe had a spot past Shanty Pass? What are you, lobster? No, where's the one spot I'm thinking of? The spot I'm thinking of. I guess I'm just gonna have to pull up the wiki. Catherby, that's where I want to be. Camelot teleport. Okay, so I got a couple ways. I mean, I'm at the Gnome Stronghold, so I could always just like go from Gnome Stronghold. Obviously, to take the little flyer dudes. Flyer dudes. Started. Started. What's that? Five air and one. Might as well grab the harpoon, right? Boom. Look at how great that was. I'm a magician. He's a magician. Now I gotta run. Run, boys, run. Keep running. Am I running in the right direction? I believe so. It's a unicorn. Forgot they had those in this game. Unicorn. Oh my god. Let's go to the deposits stuff. Like all that I'm wearing. Let's see if I got a fishing outfit too. I hate when it does this. There we go. It's my OCD. Can I wield this? No. Okay. Well, I mean, I can. I'll fish a little bit. Maybe we'll talk about some stuff while I fish. I mean, fishing's so AFK though. I said harpoon. There we go. So I can only harpoon with those guys? Alrighty. While this guy's going, I'm gonna go grab another drink, so I'll be back. Alright. Harpoon. I grabbed myself another drink. I also grabbed an oatmeal pie. For late night snack. Late night snack. We were doing Slayer tasks, now we're fishing. Because I am cheap and I do not want to buy food. I only have 2 mil in my bank. We work on this all day tomorrow. I wonder what my first 99 is going to be. I always like bounce around, but I'm really trying to get my combats to the 99 first. You're so far away though. So far away. I keep streaming, I might actually do it though. In like a year or two. RuneScape is not a fast progressing game. It is very much so a let's watch him YouTube video while we play this game. For most of it, at least. Alright, we got a wish, boys. What should I put it on? Oh, bother. Slayer's close. Might as well just put on Slayer. 500 XP for Slayer. Close. Now when we go kill the rest of those blood things, whatever they're called. Mole guys. We'll call them mole men. Not mole men, I'll just call them moles. That's what they look like. And that's what I'm gonna call them. If you're wondering why I like this spot, it's very, very simple. Simply because the bank is here and the cooking station is here. And the fishing is right here. That way you can bank a ton of swordfish and sharks and stuff. It was a pretty popular shark spot. And come here, fish a whole bunch of sharks, cook them up, sell them, use them, do what you want. Obviously, my fishing level is not at the one of getting sharks yet. I think it's like 80 or something. That's high. 76. Okay. So I still have 14 levels to go. Very fun. Very fun. Mid game in old school RuneScape is peak experience, if you couldn't tell. Peak experience. Oh yeah. I got something in the mail today. Shout out to Midway USA. I got my back straps that I ordered in for my 19X that I just picked up. That is that. This guy right here, this brown guy right here. And I was gonna show them, but them even being plastic pieces, I'm not even sure if I can show those on stream. And I don't want to risk it for the biscuit. So, but I got new back straps. All those back straps do is they go on the back of the pew and allow you to have a thicker grip, a thinner grip, and whatnot. But I think I'm gonna do like a nice detailed video of that in a few weeks here. I want to pick up a few things for it too before I do a video on it. How are we looking here? Tuna. Look at all this tuna. Tuna. Now, I don't know if it's worth actually like keeping the tuna. Oh, how much is? Oh, about to find out. About to find out. All of it. Just make all of it. I mean, I need it for food. Oh, it gives me 100 XP. I might as well just make it. I don't know how much worth, if it's even worth doing this, but might as well just try, right? He burnt one. He burnt a fish. He burnt a tuna. Hey, why are you burning the food there, boy? I didn't command you to burn the food. All this burnt fish now. What you doing, huh? Burning the fish on me, boy, huh? I gotta take you down somewhere. I take you downtown. Make you go swim with the fishes. Explain to them why you burnt their cousin. What's this? Burning my expensive swordfish? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's supposed to be a 5-star restaurant. It's supposed to be a chef over here. Dun, dun. That is not what we were supposed to do. What is this? Raw mackerel and raw lobster. Rock lobster. Do one of these. Do one of these. Yeah, I need food, so might as well just cook everything, right? So we can finish out these Slayer tasks next time I go on stream, which will probably be tomorrow. I'll probably end up streaming for an hour every night or so. We only got like 45 of those things left. And I am trying to get my main combat levels up. So, might have to do that. And I just re-up my membership, so I might as well get my money's worth out of it. I'll probably end up flipping a bond later on, but I want to try some other money-making methods. So the goal of this is to like soup up the account, like with stream, or on stream, I should say. Like, how do I? When I say soup up the account, what I mean by that is like try like the most popular like money making methods and stuff and things like that. But also see like what's worth it as far as like what monsters are worth to kill. But I also want to do a ton of like boss farming and stuff like that. But basically, I'm gonna focus on leveling like my main stats, like my combat level and things like that. Like, I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and watch me chop trees, but that'd be like an off-stream thing for like if it's like a requirement for a quest or something. I'll probably go for 9:13 already. I will stream for as long as I have this string for, and I am about right here. So I would say I'm about 30% done with my drink. 40% done with my drink. Oh no! It's like they knew. It's like the swordfish knew they had to move. So, I don't know, man. Fishing in RuneScape is pretty weird. Fishing in IRL is pretty chill, though. That is pretty chill. I don't know how many of you guys actually fish IRL, but I do a lot of bass fishing. I don't know why. Bass just tickles my fancy. I fished for like pike and muskie and stuff like that. And I have like muskie rigs and things like that, but that is my preferred fishing. I used to have a bass boat and all that too. I got rid of that. I cut down to a kayak. Kayaks are a lot easier to tow around and things like that. And they're a lot easier to drop in nice, smaller, shallower spots too. So that's why I prefer kayak fishing. But I do want to get it. I might, because people will get these bigger kayaks and they'll run like trolling motors on them and they'll have like paddlers on them and things like that. I think a better route would be to go get a small John boat. If you're just gonna do all that, a John boat you can already like a 10-footer that's like 3 feet wide. You can throw in the back of your truck. And my wife's or my brother-in-law, he's got one of those John boats, and he took PVC and he made PVC caps on the sides of them, so it's even he can hold more weight, and it's got basically like two pontoons made out of PVC on the sides of the boat, and we took that fishing, and we were able to get some real shallow areas with that, just like you would a kayak. Go in shallow areas. You don't need you're gonna use this like a 55-pound thrust or less, trolling motor, and you can with the John boat plus the stabilizers, you can kind of go in bigger waterways than you would. Like I live by a big lake, um, and if I had my bass boat, I would go on that lake 100% because it's a really good bass lake. Like it is so good that I don't really want to dox myself, but it's so good that there are tournaments held there. But I won't go on that lake. I mean, bass tournaments specifically, and I'm a bass fisherman, so I would love to fish that lake a lot more. But it's just on a kayak, man. You're getting real risky, man. I have a sit-on kayak, so waves getting in and all that. Nah, so I kind of stick to smaller waterways and things like that. But I do like going down like real like thin canals and like thin you almost like I would call them creeks. Uh, that's where you find some like nice pocket of smallies and things like that. Throw like some real small like plastics, and you should come out just fine. Even for weirdly thing, one of my an old secret, I'll give it away since there's nobody watching really. An old secret that I usually use, like an old secret bait, I should say, is a Mepps minnow. It's called a Mepps Comet, and what it is an inline spinner. So it's basically imagine a wire with a fake minnow right here, treble hook at the end of the minnow. You have a couple of like brass beads here, and in between the brass beads you have a willow type blade, and not willow type. Willow type where it's not like as sharp on the end, but you guys, if you know an inline spinner like a Mepps spinner, you know what I'm talking about. The Mepps Comet specifically, size number 3 specifically. That on almost any river system I've been to, Florida, Wisconsin, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Minnesota, it kills everywhere. When I'm like running out of like, all right, what can I throw? I pull out the old Mepps Comet number 3, and I'll tell you what, that thing works every time. And my uncle has done something funny that I have not seen anybody else really do. He's tried to like check every fish, like freshwater. It's just preface this, but every freshwater species off by using that one bait, and he's gotten a lot. I think he's got muskie on it. He's got northern. Like I don't know what fish he's missing now because it's been a couple of years since I asked him for the update, but he's like trying to get every freshwater, and he's done a pretty good sizable majority just with that one bait. So pretty impressive. I mean, it's an old bait that I don't see like a lot of people throw anymore. Like I'm the only one that I know of besides my friends that have told about it. Like if I meet somebody, they don't have that. They don't run that. They'll run like a rooster tail or like different inline spinners, but do I ever see that comment? No. But some of these old timers, they'll have different sizes of comets because a lot of people like them for musky fishing, the larger sizes for like pike and musky fishing. It's been a while since I've caught a good pike. Actually, the last time I caught a pike, I caught it on my kayak, and I made a I made an error. I made a very big error. So I ended up hooking myself with my rail trap. So I caught it on rail trap, and I got him up, and he just shook his head off and popped the hook off of my pliers and into my thigh. and so I had a hook past the barb in my, like, right below my knee on the inside of my thigh, and I had to hold this like 20-inch pike, so it wasn't terribly big, but it was pretty, when it's attached on one side to your leg, it feels a lot bigger every time it moves. So I had to like hold this thing by the head, and my buddies came over in their kayaks and helped me. I had cut the hook and then undid, got the fish free, got my pictures and whatnot, got him free, and then had to, you know, make imitate the angle that I got in at and try to pull it out, which I tried. I couldn't do that, so I had to take a knife and like cut, because it wasn't that much past the barb, thank God, and I was able to cut the skin that was hooked onto the barb. I was able to cut that off and just unhook it. So be very careful when you're fishing on a kayak, especially sit on kayak if you're dealing with like treble hooks and fish like that. I should have had them like in the net in the side and unhooked them in the side, where it's controlled over here in the net where I don't have to worry about. I knew it in my head once I boat flipped them, but I was so caught up in the moment of I wanted to land this fish that, I made a very bad judgment call, and that wound me with a treble hook in my leg. So, needless to say, I will not be doing that anymore. It was a nice fish, though. I got some pictures of it. Too bad I lost the phone that I had pictures of it, but like, I, 20-inch northern ain't nothing to brag about. Like, I caught much bigger than that. I haven't been northern fishing in a while. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe what I'll do is get out one of these weekends and try to fish for some northern. Try to find a good pike area to go to. No. How much are these worth on the Grid Exchange? Uh, eh, eh. I'll see if I can buy a slate ring. What am I looking at again? Looking for yeah, they're not worth that much money. Yeah. God, $700 more. As far as wait, 164. So the lobster are worth more than the freaking swordfish right now? Wait, what? Bro, what? But don't swordfish heal more? Is it because that swordfish are members only and lobsters are no? Because alright, swordfish should be in free to play. I don't know what. I wish I had people in my chat so somebody could explain this to me. Got one viewer, but he's not in chat. Oh my god. Move the chat. Set this guy. Gonna move cooking, and I'm gonna move fishing up here. Move this guy here, this guy here. Yeah, perfect. I wish Slayer. I don't think it counts towards your combat level. I wish it did though. I've never had a max level account. Unfortunate, but like I said, I want this count to be slowly boosted over time. Try different methods of, what, because like this is me getting back into it after years of time off. So I would like to really flush out a lot of these stats. Stream the more interesting ones. Not like this. This is just I'm kind of past my stream time, and I'm just kind of chilling now. Now I'm chilling, trying to finish this drink, and rambling. But once I get these up to 80s, we're talking doing a lot more bossing. My first fire cape. I'll probably try to stream my first fire cape. I know it's a huge, long process, but I will definitely. I'll try. I'm so far away from that. Like, this account needs some serious leveling. I'm only 87, almost 88. But if anyone's just joined what we're doing right now, we're prepping for tomorrow. I underestimated the amount of. Well, I didn't have a whole lot of food left, but I was thinking I had enough food at least to make it through another Slayer task because I was playing earlier today and I used up some and I thought I had enough, but I ran a little bit short and we still shy about 40 of these. What are these things called? Bloodleads? It's those mole men. Not men, but mole freaking things underneath the tree gnome stronghold or whatever it's called. Gnome stronghold. Talking about the future of the account. Because I took about 2 years off this account. And then I don't know, life, but now since I want to get into streaming a little bit more, I figured this is something that's super easy to play. I'm more familiar with it. It allows me to be a little bit more personable because it's not as, I mean, for basic stuff, it's not as click intensive and not as like, you don't have to worry about. It's not like I'm playing COD or something or Battlefield where my attention's. If I had chatters, I could look at chat and things like that and interact with people. I figure it might be fun since old school is having like this resurgence with all these WoW players within the past like 8 months to a year. Like everybody's, not everybody, a lot of those players, those classic WoW players, are migrating over to old school. So I figured it'd be, not the worst game to play. There is some interest in the game, and I know it's a little bit completely different than my actual channel, but I got those in the background, so it gives you guys some eye candy to look at while I work on this talk. And if you guys had any, it's also pretty good because if I answer any questions related to the pews, in future projects, I could. Whew. You are making some progress. Not a whole lot of swordfish. Only 25. Spence running. Maybe I should run. We got places to be. I think if you take off run, it stops you from fishing. But yeah, I figure this is the game to do. It still has a lot of room to grow. Those who want to come around, hang out, check in on the progress of the account. But this seems like a good, nice nightly player. Oh man. I was hoping I'd be done with this drink by 9:30, but apparently 9:30 rolled around and I'm not done with this drink, so time to cash it. It's seltzer water. Death Row Records. Not mistaken, that's Snoop's record company. Alright. Last inventory, and I'll call it. And then we'll wrap things up for the night. I'll do a lot of this off stream. I'll have all my food and ducks in a row. It's getting, at least from my perspective, a little bit better each stream. Trying to, with my prior streams, to try to figure out doing something that wasn't super boring, but we're back to what everybody else does. Play a game, but at least not everybody has a wall, a background like I do. But it'd be a lot cooler if YouTube would allow me to touch those things, because then the streams would be a lot cooler. But maybe when I stream my kick and stuff, so I do plan on streaming other I have streamed on other platforms, and it just when I stream on my phone, I stream on other platforms because I have them hooked up via my phone and not OBS. Because when I go out and go out to the range and stuff like that, like hopefully, I've been trying for weeks to get to the range, but I've not been able to get to the freaking range. It's just I've had so much things coming up. But if I can get to the range, because I did try streaming the range once on Rumble and Kick, but I messed up on my end and didn't click the right button, and it only shared the audio for an entire range session. So maybe next time, and then I could just take whatever clips I want from that VOD and then move it over to make an actual video out of it so I can release it on YouTube, because I'm not allowed to touch firearms on stream or anything like that, but if I do it in video format, it's perfectly handy dandy. So I will turn that VOD into a video, condense it down, edit out all the background BS, and let you guys know the results. Like try plan on shooting a lot of some videos, give kind of like the people who actually watch the streams on those platforms, because those platforms, obviously most of you guys may know, are not super popular, but those who actually watch those streams, who actually want to take some sort of interest in how like I'm making the videos and how they're being made, a little more background info and a little more background footage, I should say, a little inside look, a little more personable, because the whole reason I started, this is gonna sound so stupid, I maybe not even that, but the whole reason I started my channel, because I always wanted to start a channel, because yeah, I obviously have a big passion for firearms, and I needed an outlet to talk about them, and I just, since moving away from all of my friends, and I still live near family, but moved away from all my friends and stuff like that. I followed my direct family, my mom and dad, uh, to a different state, and so like I don't have anyone to like talk about guns with or things like that. So that's why I thought it was a good outlet for me to go and make some videos, and that way I could talk about like my new trades, or without having to annoy my better half to death. So when I was right around the time I was thinking about getting into it, like as far as like long form content and like really giving it a fair shake, Demolition Ranch retired, and I knew he was retiring about 2-3 months prior because he talked about it retiring 2-3 months prior. But those who watched it or watched his video, he made those who watched his videos, like I grew up watching his videos like as a kid. Not maybe not a kid, more like a teenager, like a young adult. And Demo's videos were just him, his camera, out in the woods. And I still seem to gravitate towards those type of YouTubers who make it very, them and a camera. So it feels like it's, I don't know. It feels like too much production for me kills it. If I feel it, like, I don't know. That's how like Grantham got a little too much for me. It seems like overproduced, over. I mean, they still have that like aesthetic of like once they finish all their cinematics and stuff, it's just three dudes. But I don't know. I feel like once you get to a certain level, it's just a little much. Like this is gonna be really bad, but Micah Mayfield, the way he kind of does his videos, like yes, he does have some really good um cinematic scenes, but I feel like the core, the video still feels the same as far as what I like. I don't know. It feels more personable. But I've learned one thing in my days of watching a lot of YouTubers is always never, if something new comes out, especially in the firearms industry, if something new comes out, you sit on your chair for a minute, a few months, wait for smaller YouTubers to come out with their reviews, because there's things that like here, like an HKCC9, like smaller YouTubers are now coming out and saying some things about it after it's been glazed to death. Some people are having a hard time settling into that gun as far as being able to accurately shoot it. Other people are having difficulties with the not other people, but the I've heard multiple complaints about that magazine release being extremely difficult to actually release, to the point where you're like completely breaking your grip, no matter if you're using your index or your thumb. And let's say if it's for that being a carry gun, let's say you need to do an emergency reload under stress, and if you have to sit there and slam on it to get it out. I mean, everything can be trained out, but I'd rather have something I could just tap on it and go back, get back into operation. And I love HK guns. I'm a fan. I don't have a lot of HK, obviously. Technically, if you want to get really technical, I technically only have one HK. The MP5 you see there is this guy. It's a 22, and it is an 8. It's technically not an HK, although it is stamped HK and it has all the stampings from HK and it is made in Germany. It is not an HK. is technically made by a company called Euromex, and they are a contract. They're a firearms manufacturer out in Germany that they have a lot of. Oh, I ate the fish. Thought it was raw. They are a firearms manufacturer in Germany that has the contract and the licensing agreement with HK to produce 22 versions of their rifle, not the rifle, of their firearms, some of their firearms, I should say, um, with the HK branding and name and all that. So it is technically not an HK, but it is an HK, if you know what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's not technically made by HK, but they are giving them full licensing agreement to use their name and manufacture the gun to that spec. So I mean, and HK sells them on their own website and brands them as HK. So take that for what it is. But the only actual HK I have, where is it? Where is it? Not that one. It's the one next to that one. It's this one right here. I know it's hard for you to see, but that is an HK P30 SK, and it's just a hammer, double single action, compact 9. I would love to carry that gun more, but it's man, it's such a nice gun. I don't want to carry it. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to scratch it. I don't want anything to happen to it, because when you carry guns, things end up getting scratched and marred, and sometimes like if your appendix carry, you know, like one of the things that happened with me is if I'm appendix carrying and I have a trigger holster, let's say I'm doing like light clothing and I'm just using like a trigger holster. Well, things you learn over time in CCW is if you have jeans or like shorts with a metal button, well, the inside of that button is going to scratch the heck out of your slide. And I learned that the hard way because I have a Shadow Systems around 20. Let's see. Nope, wrong way. Can I move this to where it's going to be able to see? Let's see, is that this guy? This is a Shadow Systems around 20. It's basically like this guy right here. I'm touching him. It's got a little armor on top of it. Not little, but an actual armor. That actually has like some marring on the slide due to my pant button from carrying, because I was using a trigger holster. And if you don't know what that is, it's just a holster that covers just trigger housing and has a clip on it and clip on and go. It's a slight little. I mean, you can't. It'd be very hard to see it, but the problem is when something happens to my things and I can see a scratch and it's my fault, I notice it, even if it's like a little thing. Man, was it 944? One concurrent viewer. I appreciate you, bud. All right. Well, I don't know. It's getting late. I think I'm gonna call it. I said I was gonna call it earlier, but I'm liking playing. Not liking playing, but I got addicted to playing this game, even though it's not that all entertaining. I think we are just gonna go ahead and call it. I appreciate for those who actually came by for the stream and popped in, but it is what it is. I'm gonna call it. Appreciate you guys for coming by, and I'll talk to you later.